Good Erev Shabbos! It is not Friday, it is Erev Shabbos, and we can't wait to turn Friday into Erev Shabbos. Generously sponsored by Mendy Tzipora Fishman, Schutz V'chai Rivka Bas Tzipora Friedel, in memory of our Lord Jonathan Sachs, Rav Yaakov Tzvi Ben David Aryeh. Thank you so much for your generosity. It may say Friday on your calendar, but it is not Friday in your heart and on your neshama. Here comes that siren. It's time to get ready because today is Erev Shabbos. Before we dive back into Rav Meir B'Yam D'Rachecha on Shabbos, I want to just share with you as we're beginning the book of Shmos, the second book of the Torah, and it doesn't matter when you're listening to this, if that's the parsha we're up to or not, the theme and the essence, the idea remains equally true. The Medrash Chazal, our great rabbis, tell us that Ein Yisrael Nigalan Ela B'Schus HaShabbos. The Jewish people are only redeemed in the merit of Shabbos. What does that mean? If we observe Shabbos, we keep Shabbos more than if we keep Kashrus, more than if we keep Shatnez, more than if we keep Lashon Hara or learning Torah. What does it mean in the merit and the schus of Shabbos? And the Slonim Rebbe on our parsha, on Parsha Shmos, Slonim Rebbe explains to us. The Medrash tells us that Moshe Rabbeinu went to confront Paro, and he said to Paro, look, you're going to get diminishing returns. You're overworking the people. You think that they're going to be more productive. They'll be less productive. You're killing them, and therefore you're having diminishing returns. Give them 1 day off a week, and through giving 1 day off a week, you'll get more out of them the other days. And Paro is convinced. His bottom line will improve. They'll be more efficient, more productive. He is convinced. But why did Moshe do that? And with that, Moshe introduces the concept of Shabbos. And Chazal, our rabbis, the tzaddikim, write that the Eschalta de Geula, the beginning of the redemption, the beginning of the liberation, the beginning of freedom and emancipation in Egypt came because of Shabbos. Because they experienced Shabbos. What did that mean? 6 days a week they were slaves. 1 day a week they tasted freedom. What it means is we are enslaved by the busyness, by the noise, by the constant motion. When Shabbos comes and we stop, when Shabbos comes and we slow down, when Shabbos comes and we quiet all that noise around us and in our head, when Shabbos comes and we're no longer defined by our busyness, how busy we are we crazy busy and psycho busy and so busy and so busy? Are we able to disconnect to connect to what matters? Do we shut off and shut down from technology and to-do lists and task lists? And do we instead connect with ourselves, Hashem, the people around us, and what matters? Slonim writes in Siv Shalom on our parsha, he says that's what it means. Vayar b'siv lo sa, Moshe saw. They were overwhelmed. Paro was giving them busy. We're keeping them busy. The more that we have noise, the less margin that we have, the less that we have the capacity to simply be, to sit, to think, the more enslaved we will be. And boy, our generation needs this as much, maybe more than any other. We live lives that are defined. We can't drive in a car without something being on radio or podcast or being on the phone. We can't be walking without listening to something. We can't lie in bed without reading or watching or listening. Can't we just be? Are we capable of experiencing a yishuv hadas? Can we expand our mind, a serenity, a tranquility, a peacefulness? Can we tap into the capacity to just be? That is Shabbos. That is the Eschalta de Geula. We say this in our davening. Yismach Moshe b'matnas chelko. Moshe Rabbeinu gave us this nachal b'li mitzarim. Moshe Rabbeinu gave us a gift, a legacy that has no boundaries and no borders. The capacity, no matter what's going on around us, all that noise, that sense of being overwhelmed. You ever hyperventilating? You just feel like, oh, so much to do. How can I possibly get it all done? Personal, professional, communal, individual, my family. I feel overwhelmed. My phone is buzzing, beeping, off the hook. What am I going to do? How can I answer and respond to everything? Come Shabbos, Eschalta de Geula. Tzaddikim write, what was in Gullus, what was in exile in Egypt and even in our lives is da'as, is our knowledge, is our serenity, is our peace of mind, is our capacity for thoughtfulness, is our ability to be present and conscious and conscientious. What we are restoring with Geula, the redemption, the beginning of the redemption, Ein Yisrael and the Golan Ella, B'schus HaShabbos. So part of turning Friday into Erev Shabbos is to actually go through that exercise, to liberate ourselves, to say, I'm going to leave that weekday and all that it entails behind me. I won't be defined. I won't be clouded. I won't be limited. I won't be distracted by it. I won't be scattered. I won't be bifurcated. I won't be divided. I won't be overwhelmed. To have a mental image and picture, to set that ambition and goal of Yishuv Hadas. I want serenity. I want peace of mind. I want peacefulness. I want to sing and I want to laugh and I want to tell stories and I want to listen. I want to connect and I want to nap and I want to read and I want to just be. Nowhere to go and nothing to do. No technology to scroll or to watch or to respond to. I want to just be. Aschalta de Geula, the beginning of the redemption comes with our Parsha. So as we begin the second book of the Torah, Shmos, as we begin the book of exile, let's realize that the self-imposed servitude and slavery, the bondage and the tyranny of busyness, the tyranny of noise, let's learn that capacity. The Yerushalmi says that Talmidei Chachamim, the righteous, are b'bechina Shabbos the whole week long. To truly be righteous, you have the ability to not wait or need to come to Shabbos in order to disconnect and connect, even during the week, to go on airplane mode, even during the week, to sit, to just think and just take deep breaths and just be, to clear our minds and our heads, to go for that walk without listening or doing, to just be, the capacity to just be. Ein Yisrael Nigal, and that's how we will experience a Geula, and that's part of Friday. Turning Friday into Erev Shabbos is not to add to the busyness. Friday, arguably for many, is the busiest day of the week. I'm shopping, I'm running, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm setting, I'm preparing. There's so much to get done, and there's so little time on these short Fridays. So Friday for some is the busiest day of the week, but it should be the opposite. We should be so well planned and so well scheduled, so well timed, that we front-ended in our weekend and Friday morning, that as Friday progresses, we're less and less busy. So that when we light those candles, or when we leave to shul and turn off our phone, we are the least busy. We are able to walk over that threshold from a place of busyness and a place of noise to a place of serenity, of yishuv das, and a place of calm. How can we create that atmosphere? Through the schedule and the timing of what needs to get done. How do we create that atmosphere? Through the music that we play in our home, and through the attitude we bring, and through the timetable we keep. Shabbos starts at a certain time. In our own mind, pretend it starts an hour earlier. Be on ready and be on a timetable that we're fully ready, so that we can come into Shabbos by just sitting and laughing and talking and reading and being. Come a few minutes early to shul and open a sefer, finish your Shnai Mikra, open the Chumash, think about and prepare Dvar Torah for that night. Come to those Shabbos candles, not in a rush and not racing against the 18 minutes. Come to them, some deep breaths and some calm and some peace and some serenity. Turn Friday into Erev Shabbos and experience a weekly Geula, a weekly redemption, that all week long, as the temperature goes up on the busyness and the noise and the amount we're doing, the amount we're running and the amount we're chasing, Friday comes and that's when I take down the temperature. Friday comes as my heart rate and my lifestyle has sped up all week long. Friday comes and I slow it down until Shabbos comes. It's a screeching halt. Yishuv hadas. Ein Yisrael Nigalan Ella B'schus HaShabbos. That we can truly tap into and immerse ourselves and experience a Shabbos. It's what saved the Jewish people in Egypt. And it's what saves us now in our life and in our world of noise, of busyness, the tyranny of technology, to liberate ourselves, to slow down, Yishuv hadas, to be able to experience that gift that is Yishuv hadas. That is what it's all about. Yismach Moshe b'matnas chelko. We should take joy in this gift, a chelik of Torah, the capacity for Shabbos, the capacity to liberate and to free ourselves. Wishing you a happy, a healthy, a holy, a freeing, amazing Shabbos. Lekavod Shabbos. Lekavod Shabbos.